his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from. That people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? Like he never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about that name. Not yet.
It began with a single post from Ye that no one saw coming. Not a song, not a rant, an accusation. He said Kim Kardashian should be arrested for what she did to Bieber at Diddy's parties. The words landed like a grenade in a culture already reeling from Diddy's ongoing federal case. 4 months. The music world had been bracing for the fallout of the March 2024 raids on his homes in Miami and L.A. Now, with West's latest claim, the story has veered into even darker, more personal territory, one that dragged Kim directly into the center of a scandal that refuses to stay buried. We know the backdrop. Federal agents stormed Diddy's properties last March under warrants tied to a multi-state trafficking investigation. Witnesses described armored trucks outside his mansion. Neighbors filming as agents carried out boxes of evidence. The FBI confirmed the raids were part of an investigation into allegations that Combs had organized so-called freak-off parties, multi-day events that, according to lawsuits, involved coercion, hidden cameras, and individuals who were barely of legal age. By late spring, a grand jury in New York indicted the music mogul on multiple counts of racketeering and transport across state lines for immoral purposes. The headlines compared him to Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly, and legal analysts warned he could end up spending the rest of his life behind bars. But what Ye implied went far beyond that. When he pointed his finger at Kim, he wasn't talking about fame or gossip. He was suggesting complicity, a claim that, if true, could rewrite what the public thought it knew about Hollywood's most polished family. The accusation came as Diddy's case was shifting from celebrity scandal to full criminal reckoning, and timing, as always in this business, matters. Kim's quiet behavior before and after the raid suddenly looks calculated. Weeks before federal agents arrived, she unfollowed Diddy on social media, a move that went largely unnoticed at the time. But in hindsight, that act of digital distance looks less like coincidence and more like self-protection.
He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story. Cassie's book is Kim's book.
The evidence around Diddy's gatherings is extensive. Neighbors in Los Angeles described seeing fleets of private drivers arriving at 3 a.m. and women in swimwear waiting by the gate. And in one viral clip, a man shouting from a Bentley that buses of minors were dropped off at the mansion. The FBI never confirmed that description, but court filings from late 2023 detail how victims were allegedly recruited, transported, and kept in silence through threats and hush payments. The Cassie Ventura lawsuit filed in November of that year was the first to use the term freak-off. Within weeks, another woman alleged that she had been assaulted at 17 by Diddy and 2 associates. Each new filing painted a picture of years of coercion disguised as luxury entertainment. Kim Kardashian's name does not appear in those early lawsuits. Yet, her connection to Diddy's circle is undeniable. On old episodes of a family show, Khloe bragged about attending one of his 2014 parties, calling it half-naked and noting that Justin Bieber, then barely 20, was there, too. Photos from that night still circulate online. Kim, Khloe, and Kylie posing beside Diddy in glittering silver. It was a peak of the Hollywood hip-hop crossover era, when fame was currency and morality a background detail. At the time, no one questioned why so many of Diddy's gatherings blurred the line between work and indulgence. Now, with federal investigators cataloging years of footage, those old images have become evidence of proximity.
He had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, like putting his arm around me.
Right. Meanwhile, Justin Bieber, once Diddy's teenage protege, has remained eerily silent. Sources close to him told an Ouch earlier this year that he doesn't really want to talk publicly about his relationship with Diddy, but he may have to. The reluctance is telling. When Bieber was 15, Diddy promised him a Lamborghini on camera, boasting that they'd spent 48 hours together that weekend, a clip still viewable online. At the time, it seemed like mentorship. Now, It reads differently, filtered through everything that's come to light. Bieber, who has publicly spoken about his struggles with substances and mental health, may be carrying memories that no longer fit the sanitized version of his career. His refusal to speak contrasts sharply with Kim's silence, which feels strategic rather than emotional. West's accusation hits at that intersection. The silence, the timing, the shared proximity to a man now convicted of federal crimes. According to people familiar with YZ Camp, he believes Kim was not merely a guest, but an active participant in Diddy's network of influence. There is no evidence yet to support that claim, but it echoes a broader rumor circulating in entertainment law circles since early 2025. That sealed court documents reference a high-profile female associate who attended multiple gatherings later described as illegal. In leaked copies viewed by reporters, the redacted name follows the shape and spacing of Kim Kardashian. Nothing has been confirmed, but online analysts have been dissecting the blackout marks as though decoding a state secret.
You feel this way. This Kim Kardashian devoted her life to something, but it certainly wasn't the pursuit of academic excellence. She didn't even go to college.
Kim's reaction has been carefully managed. She has not commented directly on the Diddy case, focusing instead on her Hulu show and her health revelations, including a reported brain aneurysm that she attributed to stress from a divorce with Ye. But even her recent lawsuit against Ray J, accusing him of defamation for suggesting the Kardashians were under federal investigation, adds another layer. Ray J's claim that they were worse than Diddy now feels less like trash talk and more like foreshadowing. In that same live stream, he warned that the feds is coming. Words that seemed outrageous at the time, but now hang uncomfortably close to reality. By late summer 2020, as Diddy awaited sentencing, prosecutors quietly submitted supplementary evidence from Homeland Security raids, encrypted drives said to contain recordings of celebrity attendees. None have been released. And ferocious social media claim that several files are labeled with initials matching major figures. Some say their road we're about to cross again that initial prove nothing is impossible to ignore, especially when paired with Kim's sudden distance and Bieber's apparent trauma around